These are 10 examples of solving one-step equations. Now, the way I like to think of solving one-step equations is you already all know about Pemdas, right? So we have Pemdas, which is parentheses, exponents, multiplying, divide, adding, and subtracting. And we're going to solve, and this is the order you're supposed to go. But when we're solving equations, and this doesn't follow all the time, but in this section it will. What we're going to do is we're going to solve equations by looking at PEMDAS backwards. And the way I write it is PEMDAS backwards like that. So the first equation, and there's going to be 10, is we have 5 equals 4 minus a. So I'm going to look at PEMDAS and ask, we need to solve for a. So is there anything I can add or subtract to help isolate a? And yes, in this case, I can subtract 14 from both sides. When I do that, I get negative 9 equals negative a. Okay, so we took care of that. Now we're solving for a, not negative a. So then I'm going to ask, is there anything we can multiply or divide by to help isolate a? And we're going to divide, this is technically negative 1 times a. So we're going to divide by negative 1. When you divide by negative 1, that's going to be 9 equals a. And technically, when you write the solution, you should write it like this. Because sometimes in two-dimensional forms, this means something different. That can mean 9 equals a is linear or is a horizontal line. But so I don't know how your teacher wants you to do it, but this is actually the better way to write your solution. Okay, the next one we have is 15x, and I'm going to go a little faster here. 15x equals negative 45. And I'm going to write my PEMDAS here and ask myself, is there anything I can add or subtract to help isolate x? And no, there isn't, so I don't look at that. Is there anything I can multiply or divide by to solve for x? 15 is 15 times. The opposite of multiply is divide, so we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 15. When you do that, these cancel. That equals 1. 15 divided by 15, and you get x equals, and a negative divided by a positive is a negative. 45 divided by 15 is 3. So our solution set is negative 3. Okay, and then you're done. The next one, we have 7 equals negative 12 plus x. I'm going to look at PEMDAS backwards. Is there anything I can do to add or subtract from both sides of the equation to help isolate my x? Yes, I have a negative 12 here. So opposite of negative is positive. I'm going to add 12 to both sides of the equation. When I do this, this equals 0. And 7 plus 12 equals 19. 0 plus x is just x, so we get x equals 19. So our solution set is 19. All right, I'm going to go a little faster now. The next one we have is number 4. I have 3a equals negative 12. Is there anything I can do to isolate a? Yes, I can divide both sides by 3. There's nothing to add, so we're just going to divide both sides by 3, and we get a equals negative 4. So the solution set is negative 4. Number 5, we have m over 4 equals negative 2. Now in this case, this right here, m over 4, is the same as 1/4 times m. You could even write this in fraction form as m over 1. So to isolate m, instead of dividing m by 4, we're going to multiply m by 4. There's nothing to add or subtract, so we're just going to multiply both sides by 4. So I'm going to multiply this by 4 and the negative 2 by 4. What happens here? This is 4 over 1 if you want. This cancels, so we get m equals, and you just multiply 4 times negative 2 and you get negative 8. So my solution set is negative 8. The next one we have is the same type. This is number 6. We have x over 2 equals 25 over 12. This is we're dividing x by 2, so opposite of divide is multiply. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 over 1 if you want to use fraction form. This cancels. You get 1 times x equals. Now what I'm going to do over here on the side, and this is my thinking cap here, when I have 2 times 20, especially if you don't have a calculator, this is times 25 over 12. I'm going to go ahead and reduce 2 into 12. So I'm going to take out the 2 here. 2 goes into 12 6 times, and you get 25 over 6. So my solution set is 25 over 6. You could just multiply this across, this 2 times 25, and get 50 over 12. And then you could reduce by 2 and simplify that way. So either way is fine. Number 7, we have 33 over 8x equals 55 over 24. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal each side. So I'm going to multiply by 8 over 33. And I'll do it on this side since I have room. 8 over 33. Whatever you do on one side of the equation, you have to do on the other side of the equation. So in this case, it cancels, and you get 1 times x, which is x. Here, I can kind of simplify here and say 8 goes into 24 3 times. And then this would be 1 then. I'm going to multiply across. I get 55 over 99, which reduces to 5 over 9, because 11 goes into both of those. So this would be 5 over 9. Again, 55 divided by 11 is 5, and 99 divided by 11 is 9. The next one is not 15. What number is this? This is number 7. We have negative 1 over 8x equals 1 over 24. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 8. Basically, I'm doing 2 steps here. You multiply by negative 8. I'm putting it in fraction form. Multiply by negative 8, you get x equals negative 8 over 24. And that leaves you with 1/3, negative 1/3. Okay? And I said it's 2 steps because what I did is I multiplied by -8. You could have multiplied by 8 and then multiplied by -1. But it's easier if you do both steps at the same time. Okay, we have number 9. This is 9. We have -266 equals -19m. And basically, I'm going to do the divide both sides by -19. Opposite of multiply is divide. I'm going to go ahead and divide by -19 because I want a positive m. And that's going to give you 14. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. So my solution set is 14. That's my answer. And the last one is -18 plus k equals -18. I find students miss this kind of problem a lot. Just be careful. Here, all we're going to do is opposite of -18. So this means take away. We're going to add 18 to both sides. So that's going to be k equals 0. And my solution set is 0. Okay, just be careful here because I find a lot of students will say that this is k is -36. That's wrong. So be careful there. And I have a part 2 coming up, which is basically the same type problems if you need extra help.